everyone, this is Mrs. Lovett, and I am going to be going over our first station in class, which is our handwriting and spelling station. There's my pen. Okay, so as you can see, right here at the top of your paper, so at the beginning of every week, day 1, in case we don't start on a Monday or you're not here on a Monday, day 1, you will get whatever week it is. And of course, we're going to start on week 1, and it should have the dates on it. Day 1, you will get this type of worksheet with different spelling words. And as you can see, week 1, we are focusing on short vowels. And this paper will stay in your student folder. Now, 5th grade, it's a new standard to write in cursive. Now, hopefully you learned cursive in 3rd grade and kept practicing it in 4th grade. But if you didn't, it's okay. We're going to practice in 5th grade too. So if you do not know how to write your name in cursive, go ahead and look at your folder. I wrote it on your folder, and then just do your best to copy it. Now you're learning about me. I'll go ahead and let you know my first name is Michelle. So I started with a capital letter, that's a must, and wrote my name Michelle. Capital letter, L-O-V-E-T-T, that's what you're going to see most. Mrs. Lovett. Capital M-R-S, period, because I am married. Capital L-O-V-E-T-T. So you need to be able to know my name. You will see that in my email and on Google Classroom. And hopefully you will learn that I am Mrs. Lovett. You have a lot of teachers this year. It's a new thing being in 5th grade and being in middle school and switching classes every 40 minutes. Except for math. You get to stay in math most likely for 80 minutes. So all that switching, you have a lot to learn this week about like where to go and everyone's names and hopefully making a bunch of new friends. So I kept the words very easy for this week so that we can focus on short vowels. Now remember from your phonics lessons that most short vowels are going to be in your CVC words. So there's 6 syllable types, and that first one is called a closed syllable. That's where that one vowel is closed in by consonants. So this very first word, you're going to sound it out and write it on the lines. B-E-D. Bed. Now, cursive can be fun. You see that I didn't pick up my pen. It can also help you write faster. Now, you see I have plenty of room, and you need to be able to have plenty of room left. But I want you to write each word one time first. Stations are very short. We have a 40-minute class. Each station's going to be at the maximum amount of 10 minutes. So you need to work efficiently and use your time wisely. Cot, CVC. Now we have a digraph. That's where 2 letters make one sound, like sh, sh, ah, p. And again, these are short vowels. They make a sound. They don't say their letter name. They don't say O, it says ah. Okay, we have another digraph in batch. Like a batch of cookies baking in the oven. I wish. Okay, shack. We have another digraph. Sh-a-k. 2 digraphs. Short vowel. Cub. Again, CVC. K-b. Duck. D-a. Rip, r-i-p. And another digraph with the double L. And this one's always tricky for me because my first name starts with an M, and if you notice, the capital M only has 2 big humps, but the lowercase has 3. So you got to start it 1, 2, 3. Then go up for your I, all the way up the top for the L, and then dot your I. Okay, so you're going to write all those words first, one time. Then you're going to go to your sentence. Now, this will be graded. This will be a test on Friday. On Friday, I will grade each one of these words if they're spelled correctly. So that's 10 points. And then I'm going to be checking your handwriting. Is it legible? I mean, mine's pretty messy too, but I'm not judging you that closely. It's just mostly, can I read it? Are the letter formations right? Are there capital letters where there needs to be, like your name? So your name's going to be a point as well. Now, for your sentence, write a sentence using one or more spelling words. You can get creative and try to put in as many as you want. I'll show you how I'm going to grade it after I write the sentence, but it needs to be a complete sentence. Complete sentences start with a capital letter and end with punctuation. And it needs to make sense. It needs to have a subject and a verb, and it just needs to make sense. That's a complete sentence. So I'm going to start mine with, let's see, I, capital I, saw a duck at the pond. Period. 1 point for starting with a capital letter. Another point for your punctuation. A point for the spelling word spelled correctly. And then a point for it being a complete sentence. Now, if, say I didn't put my D on pond, or I spelled it some other way, that word's incorrect. But I'm not going to count that wrong. I'm only looking at the spelling word that you had to choose from and that you practiced for the week. So if you misspelled any other word, I'm not counting off for that. So that's how I'm going to grade your Friday spelling test. Now, the stations are at the maximum amount, 10 minutes. So we need to use that time wisely. You've got your first and last name capitalized. You've written the spelling words at least once, and you have a complete sentence. Now, that doesn't mean it's time to talk to a friend if it's not time to switch stations yet. What do you think you're going to do? You're going to write these words again. Go down the list, sounding them out, and practicing your handwriting until it is time to switch to the next station. Before you go to the next station, you will put this paper neatly inside your folder, and your folder will travel with you to your next station. Don't leave it behind. There you go. So you'll keep writing until it is time to switch. There you go. There's spelling and handwriting.